It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author and health expert Stacey Chillemi here on the Mike Wagner Show. She's based out of New Jersey. And of course, just like many of us, just being in a home studio and with the current pandemic going on right now. And she offers a lot of ways to heal yourself naturally without going to over the counter, without going to doctors, to hospitals, and everything else. She's the author of 20 books, and we'll talk about some of the books, and also a subject which was just brought up and very important today, during this time. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from beautiful New Jersey along the shore, ladies and gentlemen, author and health expert, and you may want to cancel the doctor appointments, Stacey Chillemi. Stacey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Mike. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, that's great to have you on, too. So you're an author and health expert. You have over 20 books. You have a new book called The Complete Herbal Guide, A Natural Approach to Healing the Body. That's on Amazon. You also wrote How to Purify Water, Natural Cures for the common cures, and also the Complete Guide to Natural Healing, which, by the way, is Natural Cures for the Common Condition, Faith, Courage, Wisdom, Strength, Hope, and more, and also a couple of other subjects, especially with the current pandemic right now. And before we get into all of that, tell us how I got started.
It happened a long time ago. I started out when I had developed epilepsy at the age of 5, and I had struggled all my life with epilepsy. And as I had gotten older, I had struggled in college, trying to get through college. The late night study and the stresses of taking tests and everything that was going on. I was taking a lot of seizures, and I was having a hard time. And I said, how am I going to get through this all if I can't get my seizures under control? And so I decided to write a letter to a magazine sponsored by the Epilepsy Foundation. And I wrote them a letter, and they published my letter in their magazine. And I was asking others how they dealt with epilepsy, how they, cope with the disorder, how they get through life, having seizures. And I had, surprisingly received hundreds of letters from all over the United States and Canada from people who had the disorder and struggled with epilepsy. And people were just, sharing their stories and sharing all different tools and techniques and things they did to get through with epilepsy. And I found it so inspiring. And, I felt like I wasn't alone. All these people were out there that had the same thing I had. They were going through it. And so I decided to actually take a lot of those letters and start to write my own book. And what I did is I used a lot of their stories, and I applied a lot of the things they taught me in those letters. Because when I was reading all those letters, they had a lot of good advice, and I actually applied that advice to my life. And I started writing the book, and then I put it aside because I graduated college, and then I started out working in the city, and I was working for a big corporation, and I actually had a seizure, and a producer had saw me have a seizure, fall to the floor, and he walked over me, and he kept walking, and 30 minutes later I was actually released from my position. A assistant producer came over and told me I didn't actually I wasn't fit for the position. So I decided not to let this get me down, and I decided to move on with my life. And so I got myself another job. I started working, and I started doing a lot of freelance writing, and I started doing a lot of work with other companies, and I had worked with a herbalist, and I was doing a lot of research for him and a lot of writing, and I actually found a lot of interesting things about natural healing and different ways to heal the body, heal the mind, and I applied a lot of that to my my own condition and my own life, and I changed the way I lived, my lifestyle, and how I lived each day. And I started to take less seizures. I started to have more energy. I started to be able to focus better. And, slowly my seizures went from 9 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3. And then, I actually became controlled. And, and then I decided to create a little blog and to talk about what I did to help myself. And it started out on Blogger, with 400 people. And then I had created my own website. And it grew to 10,000. And then I started working with a web designer, and I was writing content for him. And he actually told me, I could really make this website nice for you, and he did, and that website grew to over 500,000 people. And today we have a huge amount of people. I finished that book I was telling you about, and it hit #1 on the charts. I taught people how to, how to cope with, with epilepsy, and I realized that I could help. All these things just didn't apply to epilepsy. It helped for all conditions and all different things out there, and diseases and disorders. And I created a website that to help people that were suffering from anything, from anything, mental, spiritual, things that different diseases and disorders. And I've been going strong since then, and I've done a lot of writing, and I've written a lot of books since then, and I've helped actually a lot of people. I even had people write to me. One person told me that she was on the verge of suicide from her epilepsy, and she read my book and she applied what she learned. And she said that she felt there was a will to live, and she decided, she had more to life. And from when I read that email, and I realized how powerful words and how powerful words could be, and how they can affect another person's life. And that's when I really had my light bulb went off, and I realized, this is actually, this is my true passion, my true calling in life. Not to work in the city, not to work, in with a big corporation, but to help others, and to use, this disorder that I ended up with, and to use it for good, to help others, and that's how it all came about.
That is amazing too. And you had these hundreds and hundreds of letters about advice dealing with epilepsy. What's the most common advice that you've gotten, and what was the most interesting advice that you've got?
People have asked me lots of questions. They go through different conditions, and they just want to learn how they can make their condition go away. But a lot of people have to realize too that it's when you're trying to heal your body and you're trying to heal yourself, you have to really look at how you're treating your body, what you're putting in your body, the food you're putting in your body, how much sleep you're getting, and it's not just popping a pill and making yourself feel better, or taking an herb in your tea. You really have to change your whole life. If you want to feel better, and you have something, you have to really examine your life, and then look at, start to tweak, your lifestyle, and do things to actually help yourself. So it's not a lot of people, want to just take a herb and feel better. It's a process, and it can be a long-term process. It's about taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. And also, what are the most common forms of epilepsy out there, and what's like the most rare? And And I just want to know, you said there's varying degrees of epilepsy. What's the most common out there, and what's the most rare form?
A lot of people there's many different types of seizures out there. And a lot of people suffer from different types of epilepsy. Some people could be triggered by light. Some people could be triggered, by stress. There's lots of things that can, trigger epilepsy. You have focal seizures that are very common, where people, have a seizure, they stop and stare, and you might not even know that they're having a seizure, but they feel it. And, they might just glaze and look out. You have grand mal seizures where someone will drop to the ground and their whole body will shake, and they may drool, their eyes will roll back, and that's actually a very common seizure. A lot of people do take grand mal seizures, and it's very scary too. If you're not familiar with the disorder, it could be very scary for someone to see another person have a seizure. And, SUDEP is something that's really rare. People, have seizures when they're in their sleep, and their body can shut down, or they they can die from the seizure. That's a type of epilepsy that's not really talked about a lot, but now it's starting to come out. More people have, a lot of families have, suffered with a member in their family or a friend that had suffered from SUDEP and then may have passed from SUDEP. And a lot of organizations and a lot of people have gotten together to try to bring awareness, to try to take the stigmatism of epilepsy away, and to try to bring people and make people more aware of epilepsy, because you hear a lot about other diseases and disorders, but you don't really hear about epilepsy. But millions of people in the United States alone suffer from epilepsy or have had a seizure in their life. And it's not really a common disorder that's talked about frequently.
Mm-hmm. And you also mentioned about the numbers you mentioned about in your seizure, like 9, 6, 5, 4, 3. And what is the significance of those numbers, and describe them?
Well, you have, people can take various amount of seizures. Some people can have numerous seizures where they have, I used to have, certain amount of seizures a month, and then they slowly decreased. Some people could take 60 seizures in a day. Some people could have one seizure a year. It varies for the person. Every person is different. It's very hard to, every person has a unique form of their own epilepsy, and it's finding the right. There's no common medication. It depends what works for that body. So it's very hard. Because you have to work. A doctor will have to work with that person and find a customized cure, in a sense. Where they have to find the right medication, the right dosage, and the person. It may not help them 100%, but sometimes you could do things. You can't expect the medication itself to just help you. You have to go out there and try to treat your body, with respect, and create a lifestyle that's going to actually cause these seizures not to occur as frequently.
Mm-hmm. And also too, like, are there any support groups out there, like online or in the area for epilepsy? And how can one, find out about it and get support?
The Epilepsy Foundation, the main foundation, was stationed in Washington, D.C., but every state has their own epilepsy foundation. And every state, if you don't know where to begin, look in your state, look up what the Epilepsy Foundation, look where it is, and find the number and call them. And, there's people out there in those foundations that, have lots of resources, lots of groups, and lots of different things that you could do to help with your epilepsy, and a lot of places and doctors and referrals and so forth. And the best thing, I always refer the Epilepsy Foundation. They're an absolute phenomenal organization, and they've helped thousands and thousands of people.
That is amazing, too. And we'll talk about how epilepsy ties into natural healing with your book. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, number 35 podcast platforms on The Mike Wagner Show. Take The Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on YouTube channel. Also follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author and health expert Stacey Chillemi here on The Mike Wagner Show. She's based out of New Jersey, and she's talked about her story about epilepsy and how she's able to manage it with natural healing. And you also have a book out called The Complete Herbal Guide, A Natural Approach to Healing the Body. And tell us more about that book and how do you apply the book to your epileptic situation?
You know, like when I had mentioned about working with an herbalist, I had found, you know, when I started applying natural healing to myself and I started seeing the change in my health, I started doing a lot of research and a lot of on all different herbs and then relating them to different conditions and common conditions that people go through and different things that people could do, you know, alternative medicine, herbs, different ways of healing the body. And I did a couple years of research, and I created a 500-page book, and it talks about all different types of herbs. It talks about alternative medicine, different things to do to help you when you suffer from, you know, anything, you know, from stress to any type of disease or, you know, disorder. It gives you different types of herbs that are known about to help those diseases and disorders, and it talks about the history, you know, how it came about. You know, we've been using herbs for, you know, thousands and thousands of years, and China and India are very big for natural healing, and it's been around for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like it's becoming more widely accepted as time goes on, especially in this day and age. And also, you talk about stress. It's something that many of us are going through right now with this pandemic. And what are some more common herbs that are used for stress?
You know, one good thing is lavender. Lavender, you know, lavender is a love or hate kind of herb. A lot of people love it, but there's a lot of people who can't stand the smell of it. But it's known to relax you. It's great. You could put it in Epsom salt. They have lavender Epsom salt. Dr. Teal makes a great natural Epsom salt, and you could actually take a bath, and you know, you can get your pores will open up, and the lavender will soak into your pores, and by the time you come out of the bathtub, you'll feel completely relaxed, like you take in a tranquilizer. It's, you know, it's a very natural way. There's also a natural supplement called passion flower, which is a great supplement, but you know, you can't take too much of it because it will make you tired as well. You know, but a lot of people use you know, passion flower also as a form of natural healing, and you know, some people use CBD now. CBD has become very popular, but people have to also realize that, you know, you have to be careful if you're taking like if you have, like, let's say high blood pressure, or you have heart problems, or you have high cholesterol, and you're taking, you know, specific types of drugs to help you with your condition. You know, CBD can actually reduce the potency of some medications. So you have to be careful. You know, people don't realize, but CBD and any other supplement, you know, supplements are just as strong as the medications you have that are prescription. A lot of prescription medications are made with supplements. So, you know, that tells you how effective they are. So you have to be careful when you're taking different types of supplements for different reasons, because, you know, you could actually, you know, hurt your body, and sometimes these supplements can, you know, collide with the medications you're taking, and that could cause problems as well.
Mm-hmm. You also talked about the CBD as well, too, but it's also important, too, I've done some research as well, too, that make sure you don't have the THC in there. And, of course, especially with you need something to heal as well, too, that many workplaces actually, you know, with the whole situation with marijuana and everything else, it's almost like, you know, CBD is discouraged, but, you know, just make sure that the THC is not included as well, too.
Yeah, and a lot of times it'll say, you'll see CBD on the market, but if you actually tested that CBD, a lot of times there is like a small percentage, like a 0.03 percentage of THC in a lot of the CBD brands. So, it's very good to go with a CBD brand that is known for, for their, I guess, they're, like the top 10 type of CBD brands, that are out there. Charlotte makes a very good, CBD. There's different companies out there, but you have to, I would say do your research before you buy it and see how good, what the brand, is, and what kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Reputation, I guess they have, for, there was, some problems with certain CBDs where they had the gummies, and, people thought that the gummy itself was the CBD, but it was actually the sprinkles that looked like the sugar on top. That was the CBD. And, certain CBDs said that they had X amount of CBD in each gummy. And when they tested it, certain brands didn't have those amounts that they had, said. So you have to be very careful.
Hmm. And also with too much of it could also harm you as well too. Like say there's say too much in the gummy bear. Would too much CBD harm you as well?
I don't think it would harm you. It would make you tired, and it would make you very drowsy, too much CBD, the only thing it really could do to you is really make you tired, taking too much, you might make you fall asleep and just might make you kind of, out for the night type of thing. But you have to, that's as long as you're not taking other medications that, you don't interact with the CBD, because if it interacts with the CBD, that could be a problem. So if you take medication, I would say ask your doctor first if you could take CBD with the medication you're taking.
And I think that's very good advice as well too, since we're on the subject of CBD, and that's been very, very popular these days. And what else can CBD be used for?
It could be used for pain. A lot of people that suffer from pain use CBD because there is, the CBD could actually block a receptor in the brain that tells you I'm in pain. And so a lot of people will experience a decrease in pain by using CBD. It helps a lot of people, so they don't feel the amount of pain that they're actually going through. It's very good for relaxation. Instead of taking a tranquilizer, a lot of people use CBD to help them relax. It could be used for many things. A lot of people were trying to see if it was good for epilepsy. Well, as I said, it can interact with many medications, and I would actually, talk to your doctor before you try to do anything like that. There were people on the internet that wanted to get off their medication and try it because it wasn't, but your medications can actually, most medications have to be weaned off by the doctor very slowly. Your body becomes codependent on them. And that's what a lot of medications, not just epilepsy medications, but there's a lot of medications out there, even tranquilizers and medications for depression and other, similar, conditions. Medications have to be weaned off. If they're going to change your medication, or you're going to try, if you want to be taken off, they have to be weaned off. You can't just stop it yourself.
And speaking of depression, what are some of the natural herbs that you recommend for depression?
Well, a lot of people were saying that CBD was very helpful for depression. There's for depression itself, I can't remember off the top of my head which specific supplements do really well, but a lot of supplements that help you relax and help you focus are very good. It's a lot of times I suggest using meditation and yoga, and trying to actually creating a journal, trying to focus on the positive, and trying to, not so much focus on the negative. A lot of people tend to, focus on the negative. I have a whole thing in one of my books where I talk about positive thinking, and it teaches you, step by step on how to focus on the positive. And there are different things out there that you can use for depression, and meditation and yoga is actually very good for people who suffer from depression, and and just doing doing, CBD could be very good also. But some people need, medication for depression, and some people don't. Some people could actually, do other things that are natural, that they don't need to be on medication.
I also remember about maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, St. John's Wort was the big thing as well, too. And you can tell us about that. And is it still recommended today, and is it still widely used?
St. John's Wort, it's still widely used, but you have to be careful because, even with epilepsy, it was known to cause seizures for people with epilepsy that use it for epilepsy. People with epilepsy were told to not take it because it interacted with a lot of epilepsy medications. But it is used for depression. A lot of people do like to use it. They say it's very helpful. It helps them relax. It helps them, they feel better on it. So it's still popular.
And also, too, I also noticing, too, that juniper berries could get rid of yellow toenails. So I like to try that one day, maybe some friends, and tell us about that. That looks really interesting. I'm hungry for some right now.
I have a whole bunch of different articles on my website about yellow toenails. There's different ways and different things that you could put on your toenails to try to help you, because a lot of people, suffer from yellow toenails. But yellow, it's also about finding the core of what the root cause of what's causing it. And they say a lot of times when you have yellow toenails, it's because your body's deficient and your body is going through certain things, and it's not getting the nutrients, and it's not getting certain things that it needs. So you have to try to find the root cause of why your toenails are yellow. And, sometimes it's good to go to an herbalist and to get blood work done, just to, especially, at our age, because our body changes a lot, in our age, and to find out what you're actually deficient in and what your body needs, and going for a blood test, a thorough blood test, done by an herbalist is actually a good thing, because then you can find out what vitamins you're lacking and what things you're lacking that that you might want to include in your daily routine.
That is very, very interesting. We'll talk about your other books in just a minute, but first listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Anchor FM, Radio Public, and more, and over 35 podcast platforms on the Mike Wagner Show. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author and health expert Stacey Chillemi here on the Mike Wagner Show, based on New Jersey. We talked about some of her book, The Complete Herbal Guide, a Natural Approach to Healing the Body, and some of the things that could help with stress and also help with pain and more. We'll also talk about some of your other books. You've written 20 of them, and one of them, which I find interesting, is How to Purify Water. You can just tell us about that, and how do you purify water?
A lot of people, they don't realize, but there's a lot of chemicals in the water, and it varies town by town, like every town is different, and a lot of people were buying bottled water, but then, they found out too that, bottled water, if when the heat hits the plastic, chemicals are actually derived from the plastic and go into the water. So then, a lot of people were leaving water out, and they were leaving it, in areas where the sun was hitting it, and the water sometimes would taste funky, and it would be because the chemicals from the plastic were entering the water. And then there were, different companies that were actually, their water wasn't as pure as they claimed. So, and it's hard because every town, is different. Like there are certain towns where they tell you not to drink the water, and then you have certain towns that have great water. So, I like to use a purifier on the filter. I like to use, different, when I use the container where it goes through a purification, and then I keep the water, in room temperature. I like room temperature. Some people like the cold water. And then I have a purifier in my refrigerator when, you have the water and that comes out, and, so I think, using purifiers is a great way to help purify water. And I still use bottled water, but, like I said, do your research. There's some companies out there that, I don't want to, say right now, but their water isn't as great as people think it is. So, if you're going to buy bottled water, keep it in an area where the room is dark. Maybe if you have a pantry, keep it in your pantry where the sun isn't hitting it, and and just try to find a brand that's really good.
Mm-hmm. And also, what purifiers do you recommend when it comes to, say, purifying water? That you have a purifier in the home, and what are some of the ones you recommend?
Oh, I off the top of my head, I'm thinking of it. The ones that I use in my own home, I can't think of the name. The pure. I'll have to get back to you on that one because I can't. Off the top of my head, I see it right there, and I can't think of the name.
Mm-hmm. And do you recommend the ones that you attach to the faucet, or like in a separate container with charcoals in it?
I like the ones that you attach to the faucet. I don't think you need to have the other one. I think the ones that you attach to the faucet work really well.
Uh-huh. And for those listening in Flint, Michigan, pay attention. So we'll tell you about that later as well, too. And you also have another book called Natural Cures for the Common Condition. You can tell us some about that, and what are some of the natural cures?
I had written like the 500, 600 page book on different herbs and supplements. And I talked about the, on each supplement, I talked about the history. I talked about, what was the supplement was good for. And then I talked about the precautions of the supplements. And, I thought, I should simplify it and make it easier. So I took the most common conditions that people go through in life. And, I put it into a book, and then and I talked about different ways and different, supplements and different things that are good for each of those conditions or diseases.
Uh-huh. And also, too, like you said, with the natural cures, and what is like the natural cure if you need to go to sleep, like, say, what herbs you use, and, what's the natural way to fall asleep, especially during these hard times?
I think magnesium and potassium work really well. If you take magnesium and potassium, it actually makes you sleepy. It'll make you tired. I take a couple at night right before I go to bed, and it relaxes me completely. I start to feel tired as soon as I take them. I think that really helps. I think, you could put lavender on your pillow. Some people put lavender, in areas where they can, smell it and breathe it, because a lot of times people can't fall asleep at night. One reason is because as we get older, our melatonin decreases, and we start to have trouble falling asleep because we don't have as much melatonin as we did when we were younger. And, so some people take melatonin, but the problem with melatonin I found with myself, and I also, other people have said too, is that they were taking it was working great for a while, and then it kind of, the effect kind of wore off. It stopped working. It's like your body kind of drew to the amount, and it wasn't as effective. So, passion flower is very good for sleep also. You could use lavender, and they even have lavender capsules. You could take lavender supplement capsules too, and passion flower is good. But like I said, don't take too much because it makes you tired. Because if you take too much of something and then you feel tired the next day, then that defeats the whole purpose. You don't want to overdo it either, because you want to wake up feeling, alive and refreshed.
Mm-hmm. And of course, speaking of feeling alive, and how about some of the natural remedies if you need complete energy?
There's some really good teas out there too that are, they have green tea extract is really good. It's great for energy as well. A lot of people use it for different things too. You could, some people use it, to help with weight loss and other things, but it's good for energy. There's different, different supplements that can give you energy and to help you. They have what was it? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Beets actually give a lot of energy. They have,
Yeah,
uh,
that's the thing. I heard about it.
yeah, they have supplements, for the beetroot, and I use that actually, and I actually like it. I think it's very effective. It gives me a little spur in the morning. It's also good to take probiotics, and to cleanse yourself too, because a lot of people don't realize over the years, like as you go outside, there's toxins outside, there's toxins in the house. You're eating food that has impurities and toxins in it. A lot of the chemicals they use in food, it has different types of toxins that don't agree with our bodies and our different organs and stuff like that. And even makeup, when women wear makeup, a lot of them carry toxins in them, ingredients that aren't good. And your body over time, when your body gets all these different toxins in it, it doesn't know what to do with it, so it stores it, and that's what the body, if the body can't break it down, it stores it. And what happens is that your body keeps overloading with toxins, and that can cause fatigue, and that can cause you to feel tired, and it can cause you to not function you're at 100% capacity. And sometimes it's good to cleanse, like a spring cleaning in the house. Sometimes it's good to do a spring cleaning on your body and to cleanse your body, and that could actually bring a lot of energy into your body as well.
That is interesting as well, too. We'll talk about your next book and something that has just come up during the pandemic you and I talked about before going on. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 35 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author and health expert Stacey Chillemi here on the Mike Wagner Show, based out of New Jersey. Talked about some of her book, The Complete Herbal Guide, A Natural Approach to Healing the Body. Also her one of 20 books, How to Purify Water, Natural Cures for the Common Condition. And we talked about some of the remedies for stress, for sleep, energy, and more. Also, another book out there, too, called Faith, Courage, Wisdom, Strength, and Hope. And that's something we all need. And tell us more.
I went through life, and the one thing that got me through all the struggles I went through in life was positive thinking, having faith, courage, wisdom, strength, and hope. And so what I decided to do is I decided to create a book of poems, which consisted of inspirational and motivational poetry to encourage people and to give people, a tad of positive thinking, and to give them inspiration and motivation, because in life, that's what gets you through life is faith, courage, wisdom, strength, and hope. Even people who aren't religious, when something bad happens, the first thing that comes out of someone's head is, please God help me, and they might not even believe in God, but it's just the phrase that comes out. You know what I'm saying? It's just, people have to have some type of faith, some type of belief. It just helps you get through life. If you don't believe in anything, if you don't have faith, it's really hard to have that, that willpower, and you just, and having courage, to be able to have the courage to get through life. You have to have belief in yourself. You have to have courage, and you have to just believe that you could do anything, and if you have a faith, if you have a higher power, you go to that higher power to give you that strength and to give you that faith, and then just having hope and being able to, say, what, I may not be where I am today, but I hope, and, I believe that, in the future, things will get better, or things will, come my way, and this will happen and that will happen, and just having wisdom, being able to know, to be able to know, the right decision, to the right choice, to be able to, make good choices and realistic choices that will actually help you in your life and help you with all the things you have to go through in life.
Or some say it could be karma as well too.
Yeah, it could be karma. Yeah, I'm a true believer in karma. I believe everything happens for a reason, and then if whatever you give in life, you get. Like if you give, I believe, you're gonna get back. If you're a person who likes to be a little vindictive and likes to, do things to harm others, it will come back to you. I truly believe that myself.
And of course, I hear the phrase a lot: karma can be a bitch.
Yes, it could be a bitch. That's why I say you should try to be good.
I'll tell you one thing. What's going on in society is like people are just pulling their hairs out like crazy.
I know.
And of course, that's a big subject. You talk about, it's like, how do you deal with such hair loss without pulling out your hair? It's like, I wish I could get some back.
Hair loss is so common. I didn't realize at first, but when you think of hair loss, you think of men because you see a lot of men going through it, and it's socially acceptable. When you see a man that has losing his hair, he's still considered attractive. He's still considered nice looking. It's just socially acceptable. Now, for women, there are a lot of women, you don't realize it, but they're not too far, below the amount of men that are suffering from hair loss. And for a woman to experience hair loss, it's traumatic. It's not socially acceptable, and it's something that people go through. You can lose your hair for a lot of reasons. Stress could be definitely one main reason you can lose stress. You can lose hair from stress. It could be hereditary. It could be from medications. It could be from a medical condition you have. There are many reasons, and what people don't realize that we have that testosterone. Both men and female have testosterone in our body. And 10% of that testosterone most of the time is converted into DHT. And the DHT is something that kind of shrinks the hair follicles, and it can cause hair loss. It's the main reason why we have hair loss is the DHT that you have in your body. And some people have more than others, and and a lot of people struggle because you start seeing all this hair loss and you're like, oh my God, you don't want it to happen. What can I do to stop it? And there's so many products out there. You just you don't know what works, what doesn't work. Some things are really expensive. They have laser, they have the hair helmets, they have things over the counter could be really expensive too. And just lately, I've been working with hair restorations laboratories, and they have a product, and it's all natural, and I had tried it, and my hair started to grow and it started to thicken. And even my hairdresser said, oh my God, Stacey, your hair got so thick, and I started giving it to my husband because he struggled with hair loss. Probably in his mid-20s, he started really seeing the hair loss come in, and and it's been helping him. And I gave it to my son in college because now he's starting to see the little side, the hair losses on the side, and it's great. And what it is, it's all natural supplements that actually help to block DHT. So it's, there's scientifically proven supplements and natural components to, made in this product that actually blocks the DHT, and it helps to promote hair growth. And I think it's great. I've been so excited about it, and the reason why I got so interested in hair loss is because I started writing some articles on it, and I had tens of thousands of people come on and read in the articles because they were looking for ways, and they wanted to find natural ways to actually, help, with their hair loss. They wanted to stop the hair loss. They wanted to maybe promote some hair growth. And, this product is all natural, and I love it. I think it's great. And I've been, boasting about it all the time. Hair restorations, their products are great. They have a shampoo, a conditioner, and they have some serums that you can just like moisturize into your scalp, and it works great. I love it.
It sounds great. Where can we find it?
They have a website, Hair Restoration Laboratories. You can go right on their website. I actually have, I have them listed on my website, but you can go on their website and they have all their products there, Hair Restoration Laboratories. If you go on their website, everything's there, and they have some great articles too to teach you about hair loss and to teach you, different ways to help yourself too, and things that are good for hair loss and things that aren't good for hair loss. So it's not even just that the products they sell, but they have a really good educational basis as well on the website.
That is fantastic as well, too. And once again, Stacey Chillemi, author and health expert here on the Mike Wagner Show with the book, The Complete Herbal Guide, A Natural Approach to Healing the Body. Talked about her other books, all kinds of cures and even hair loss and more. Now, I'll check that out as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
My biggest influence in my career, I guess, I realized when I started writing, I had written a couple of stories for Jack Cranfield, and I had an editor I was working with, and she was working on my one of my stories with me because they were going to publish it in one of their books, and she ripped that thing apart, and she told me, you know what? She goes, I want you to realize that you have the potential to be higher than what you are. You could do it. And she says you have the ability and you have the talent to be a great writer. And it was that had a huge impact on me, just her words of inspiration and that email I told you about when that woman wanted to commit suicide, and she said that she read my book and it made she decided that there was more to live for and that she didn't want to commit suicide. She wanted to actually move forward with her life and try to make take the condition she had and make a better life for herself. And that was a huge thing. And I'm telling you, the feeling of helping somebody else, first being able to take my words actually help save a person's life, and the ability that I could help other people. The greatest feeling in the world is when you help another person. I do a lot of volunteer work and I do a lot of work, in the epilepsy community, and I love being able to help somebody, and it's the best feeling in the world, and no dollar amount can actually, subside with that. It's just helping people is just a great feeling, and I love doing it.
That is amazing what you do. What are your upcoming plans for 2020 in terms of new books and everything else?
I haven't been really focusing too much on books right now. I've been focusing on public speaking. I want to do more public speaking, and I want to work with a lot of different, different health companies, because I really want to take my words of wisdom and help others. And I really want to focus on doing a lot of public speaking. So I'm going to be focusing on that area, and also with my website, I'll be still working with my website and working with all the different experts that work on my website. And we're going to, keep putting new articles on daily and helping others, just with our education that we provide.
That is fantastic. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Right now we're going through a very stressful time with COVID-19 and the virus. We people are going through stressful conditions, and it's very hard being locked in your house. After a while, people feel like they're going haywire, and a lot of people feel hopeless, after a while, and they start worrying about the bills, and they start, and I just take everything day by day. We've been through so much, in life, and there's been so many different things. In 1918, we were struck with an epidemic, and we got through everything. We got through 9/11. We got through so many things. We can go on and we can talk about all the different things that we went through in life. And we've come out of it strong, and we will come out of it strong again. We just have to be positive, take everything day by day. Don't focus on the negative. Just focus on the positive. Look at how everybody's working together to make this a better situation, and how well so many states have come together helping each other, and it's we're going to get through it, and it's just be hopeful and just take it day by day, and you just got to do what you can to help others.
That's fantastic. Once again, Stacey Chillemi, author and health expert here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about her books and Complete Herbal Guide, Natural Approach to Healing the Body, and more. Big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic.
Thank you.
You're looking forward to having you on soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase your books?
You can go right on my website. The Complete Herbal Guide has over 5,000 articles on it. We have experts every day who write, articles about all different topics, all different conditions, and we have different things. Even we talk about fitness and nutrition. We supply recipes, and you can just go on the CompleteHerbalGuide.com, and you'll find everything there. And I have my website, StaceyChillemi.com. You can go there, and we have lots of different books that you can download download for free, and different things to help you on all different topics that that talk about healing the body and making yourself a healthier individual. So you can just come on our website and we have everything right there, thecompleteherbalguide.com.
That is fantastic. Once again, Stacey, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Learned a lot from you. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. We'd love you to have back on sometime in 2020 and beyond. You've been fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I had a great time talking to you, Mike.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.